Welcome once again to the Noble Woman Show. As you know, we always bring you interviews that would inspire you. Today on the show, our guest has a lot to share with us on the show. But before we get into the interview, we have to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. This is still the Noble Woman Show. The show is proudly brought to you by Ryan Travels and Ryan Car Rentals. If you need a car to rent for any occasion, you can contact Ryan Car Rentals on 0264 623 091 0264 623 091. Ryan Travels. If you want a ticket, a visa, anything you need when you want to travel, you can call Ryan Travels on 0264 623 091. My hair was styled by Lucy Beauty Center, and my dress was given to me by ABS Couture. You can follow them on Instagram and on Facebook, and you can call them through the number on your screen. Today on the show, we're talking to a woman who has been in leadership position for a long time, and she is the head of risk at Stanbic Bank Ghana. Today we'll be talking to Madam Lucy Alando. Welcome to the Noble Woman Show.
Thank you very much, Gabriela.
Before we get into your work or into your life as a leader, just tell us something brief about yourself.
Okay, about myself, I don't know where to start from, but I would say that, like you mentioned, my name is Lucy Alando. I work with Stanbic Bank Ghana. I'm a head of risk at the moment. I've held that position for the past 12 years. Before then, I worked with Standard Chartered Bank, where I also worked in Standard Chartered Bank in various roles for about 15 years. So I would say that in the banking circles, I've worked for about 27 years in banking. And in terms of school, I attended University of Ghana, and for secondary education, I did attend Tamale Secondary School. So okay. In brief, that's me.
Okay. Yeah. What tribe are you?
I come from the Upper East region. Yeah.
Okay. It is believed that usually people from that part of the country do not get the best of education. Did you grow up in the city or you grew up from there?
Fortunately for me, my father was an army officer. So we grew up mostly in Accra, Kumasi. So in terms of school, I attended my primary school in Accra, then went to Tamale Secondary School for my secondary education. Then from there, I came back to the Accra again to attend the university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into you into your life as a banker. Growing up as a child, you see, we all have ambitions of who we want to be, or we have aspirations of getting here or being this or doing that. Did you want to be a banker, or it just came along the line?
That's an interesting question, I must say, because growing up as a child, banking was never part of what I thought I would become. In fact, growing up as a child, going to secondary school, I used to go with Ghana Airways. At that time, we had the domestic flights to Tamale, and I used to go to Tamale by air. And at that time, I was dreaming of being either a pilot or an air hostess, because again, each time I traveled to Tamale and I saw the crew, the way they were smart and all, I felt that maybe in future I should be working with the airline industry. Now, thinking about banking, the closest I ever came to was a post office savings account, so nothing about banking. It was after I finished my university education, and like any other person who has finished their university education, I put in applications all round to look for work. I had a couple of responses, including Standard Chartered Bank, but I chose Standard Chartered Bank because of their excellent management training program. So yes, it was way after the university that I went into banking. And the Standard Chartered management training program takes about 18 months or so. By the time I completed going around all the sections in banking, I just loved banking, and I've remained in banking ever since.
Okay, you have headed the banking sector, or you've been in a leadership position in the banking sector for a very long time, and in different countries.
Yeah.
In Ghana, in Botswana, if I'm right,
yes.
in other countries. So, what was one challenging thing that you had to deal with throughout this experience?
I would say the most challenging bit of it was balancing your work and life, because right from the start, I knew that it was important, if I was to progress in my career, to be able to balance my work life, because I'm a family person. I want the family to do well as well. Banking is also a challenging job. You have to put in a lot of hours to be able to do it. So it becomes really challenging, and it needs a lot of thoughts to be able to see how to balance your work in the office, progress in your career, and how to manage your family as well, to ensure that there's a balance between the two. And that's what's one of the areas I found most challenging. Many people say that, oh, women are not given the right push in work. I never experienced that kind in working with either Stanchart or Stanbic. I realized that once you know your job properly, you are open to, you are open to feedback. You work well as a team. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. It's really, the opportunities are there for you to take and go. The challenge is, how do you balance family and work to be able to achieve what you want to achieve?
Okay, so you are a woman who has gone a little bit far, or not a little, because it's been more than 20 years, right?
Yeah, 20 years.
Okay,
yeah.
so you have a lot of experience as a leader.
Yeah.
Do you think we have a lot of women or African women who are doing well in leadership positions, or you think we still need to put a lot of women in there to be leaders?
When I started work some 27 years ago, there were fewer women in leadership positions. If you go to your board, for instance, it was mainly male-dominated. If you look at your executive committee at that time, that's executive management, it was mainly male-dominated with a few women there. Now, after 27 years of working, I see that we have a lot more women in the board, holding executive positions and doing extremely well. Some women leaders are actually one of the best in whichever institutions they are working with. So I've seen over the 27 years a gradual shift from that mentality we had some time ago, that women were not given opportunities, to now where I see a lot of women holding executive leadership positions, and even in the board. So I think we've come a long way.
Okay, so with respect to leadership, where do you see the African woman in the next 10 years with respect to leadership?
Yeah, I see the African woman very high up in the next 10 years. Like I said, the 27 years, you've seen a change. I believe that the next 10 years will be transformational, where you see women at the same level as men, and also occupying very important leadership roles. So I see a significant transformation in the next 10 years for the African woman.
Okay, when I believe that when you were working, when you started work, you rose through the ranks.
Yes.
So gradually to where you are now, by the grace of God.
Yes.
Did you have men sabotaging you, if I'm using the right word? Or did you have men fighting against you being promoted? Did you have men who had issues with your promotion, issues with your leadership roles? Did you have men who had issues with that? And did they let you, did they make you aware of the fact that they don't like you being up there?
Fortunately, I've worked with two great institutions, Standard Chartered Bank and Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited. And those two institutions, right when I started work, encouraged women to be leaders. So they encouraged, and even my mentors were men, and they encouraged me. So I wouldn't say in my entire working life, I got to a situation where a man felt they deserved the job better than I did. It was rather I putting myself in a position to be able to be recognized and given that position. But no, I didn't have any resistance from any man in my 27 years working life. Perhaps I worked with very good institutions which encouraged women leadership. Maybe that's why, but otherwise I never had that.
Okay. Was there any moment where you felt like giving up? Because definitely I know it's not going to be easy. As a leader, moving up and down, you keep growing and you keep getting better. Definitely you have some low moments.
Yes, definitely there were some low moments where I felt, can I really meet the expectations? Can I really meet this job role that has been given to me? Am I fit for that job role? Yes, there were moments like that when I felt that, hey, could I perform? But in my entire life, again, with part of the training I had from my parents always encouraged me to strive for the best. So when I faced those challenges, what I'll normally tell myself is that, what does it take to be able to get to where you want to be? Once I identify what it takes, because sometimes there are gaps in whatever role you are going to play. So I do an introspection, I do a self-assessment and find out, is there anything I need to do to be able to get to where I want to be? And if it's yes, I do everything in my power to be able to bridge that gap, to be able to get what I want to get there. An example is you get into a new role which is completely different from what you've been doing in the past, and then you want to find out, can I really perform this role? And then you realize that there's a training gap, there's a skills gap. So what do? I go out, train, get some training, improve my skills, talk to people who have been in that position to be able to bridge that gap.
She's still sharing a lot with us on the Noble Woman Show. I hope you are still warming up to hear more from her, because she's already inspiring us on the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Are you planning a trip, or you're going for a holiday with a lot of destinations all over the world? Just decide on where you want to go, and see Ryan Travels will take you there. We offer UAE visa, air ticketing, tour packages, hotel reservations, corporate travels, and many more. You can contact Ryan Travels on 0264 623-091 or 0302-408067. You can email cryanTravels at c.ryantravels@gmail.com. Ryan Travels. You pack, we plan. Welcome back from the break. This is still the Noble Woman Show, and we are talking to Mrs. Alando, who is the head of risk for Stanbic Bank Ghana. Mrs. Alando, you have worked as a career woman for many years, especially in your early days as a young woman moving up and down. I suppose by that time you were married. How were you able to combine marriage life with career and all of that together? Because I know when you're a banker, it's a bit stressful and it takes a lot of your time. So how did you do it?
I knew that I wanted to build my career in banking, and I also knew that I needed to maintain a home that I'll be happy with the family. And so how I managed it was that in terms of work, I made sure that I was focused on work to be able to build that career. And at home, I had help, and I also invested in various gadgets to be able to help me cope. So as a family, you know, the family wants to have a good meal and all that. What did I do? So weekends, I prepare all my meals for the week and put them and freeze them.
Then you are lucky, because a man doesn't like stale food.
Exactly.
They like fresh food. So.
Exactly. So again, I would say thanks to my family, my husband and my children for providing me that support. Because yes, like you said, some men say they don't want frozen food. But fortunately for me, my husband encouraged me throughout my career as well. So we agreed that during the week, we would live on frozen food, and during the weekend, we have the fresh food.
Okay.
So once we came to that agreement, it was quite easy for me, because anyone who comes home just opens the freezer, picks whatever they want to warm and eat. And over the weekends, then we have the freshly made food to be able to. Again, I had extended family support. When I started having my children, my mom was there to provide that support to enable me to go to work. I remember when my son was about 6 months old, I had to go on an attachment in the UK. It was challenging, but I needed to be able to build my career. My mom took care of my son whilst I was able to do the 6 months training in the UK. So I had support from my immediate family, husband, and support from the extended family, my mom, sisters, and brothers. Okay. So it was quite, manageable for me because of the support I had. So it helped me to also build my career, because there was no occasion where I can't do anything because I had family commitments.
Okay. Just one last question about leadership with respect to women. What do you think are some of the qualities that we lack as women that is preventing most of us from becoming leaders?
I would say a couple of challenges. One, I would say that women we are perfectionists if you compare with a man. So we want to be perfect. So when there is a job role with a job description, what we normally would look out in the job role or job description is things that we cannot do. So I look at it and say, oh, can I do this? Can I do this? Because I lack that knowledge. Whereas a man will just simply take it and then learn on the job. We want to be perfect to be able to take a role, and sometimes that limits it, because then we don't put ourselves in a position to take that job role.
So you think that we are scared of risk as women? Most of us?
Yes, we are scared of risk. We don't want to fail.
Okay.
We don't want to fail. We want to be perfect. We want a role that we can do everything in that role before we say yes, put ourselves to say we can do it. But the way the rules are and the way jobs are, I doubt if there's any one job that you can say, I can do everything. There would be some gaps there that you have to go, step in, do it, and build yourself up. The other area that I think that women, we need to step up also is the fact that right at the beginning of our career, we don't see where we want to progress to. So it's you work and then you move on, but you don't have a clear view of where you want to get to. As women, we need to have a clear view of what we want to do, where you want to get to, and
like
work
if I'm
towards that.
getting you right, like we don't visualize
Exactly where we want to, the end picture. We don't
Okay.
visualize the end picture.
Okay.
We just move along. So
Okay.
we need right at the beginning to visualize the end picture and work towards that.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you a personal question, or I think should it be a personal question, or should I categorize it as a tribal question? Most of the people from your background, from the Upper East, or
Yes, Upper East.
do not have good quality education. Have you been able to do anything about it from where you come from, how far the Lord has brought you, and being a very successful woman? Have you made impacts from for your people or in the lives of your people?
Okay, in my village, I'm from a village close to Boku called Wirkambo. My father grew up there, attended school, the deprived school there, went into the army and became an army officer and brought us up. So what we did after we lost him, I think after we lost him, we decided to adopt his school in the north, in Wirkambo, and then we sponsored 2 brilliant students each year to go to the secondary school. So we paid their fees, we paid what they needed to go to the secondary school for some time till we got the free education. So after free education, it just stopped.
Okay.
But before then, we sponsored 2 best students from the village to be able to go to the next level.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Would you say that you are proud of the woman that you have become?
Yeah.
Like, you just have to.
Yes.
You know what you've been through, what you've overcome,
yes,
and what you've achieved. So
exactly. I know where I've been through. I know what I've achieved, and yes, I would say I'm proud to be what I am today. I'm proud of what I've achieved today, and I'm proud to be the mother I am today. So I would say that I would first of all say thanks to God Almighty for taking me through to this level. I'll also say thanks to my parents for building in me the values I have today, and also thanks to my immediate family, my husband, my children, for providing me with the support that they have provided me, because without that support, I'm not sure I could have achieved what I have today. Then to the 2 great institutions I've worked with, they have made me also what I am today. And then last but not the least is to young ladies I mentor, who give me the inspiration to be able to mentor them.
okay, let's get a bit personal into your life. When there's no career, when there's no husband, and when there's no child, and you're alone, what do you think about?
I think about what I can do for society. I'll be retiring in December, and these days my thoughts move on to what I can do to give back to society, what I've gotten from society as well. So I'm thinking of various things I can do to be able to help other people as well. So at the moment, I've adopted 2 girls from my hometown to stay with me and I educate them. The lady you met outside, she's one of those ladies I took from the village to be able to help her. I'm proud to say I've seen her through education, and she's doing a degree in nursing now. So she's in her third year in the university doing a degree in nursing. The second lady I took, it's now in JSS 1. So again, it's to continue to see what I can do for others as well, to bring them up. And you see that it's girls, because I want the girls to grow up. And that's why the concentration is on girls.
Okay. During your low moments, what inspires you?
Know that in life, everyone goes through low moments at some point in time in your life. And so for me, when I am in my low moments, I think of God and think that, look, God will put me through this low moments, and I believe in that. So I get through the low moments thinking that, look, there's always going to be a brighter side. And what I also do is that I pick up what positives can come out of those low moments, because even if in your low moments there's a positive side of it, and I look out for the positive side.
Okay. What would be your definition for an ideal woman?
An ideal woman, I would say, will be someone who has a purpose in life, someone who inspires others, and someone who brings up other people, especially people who are disadvantaged, to be able to improve upon their lives. An ideal woman helps to make a home. An ideal woman also, even at a workplace, also encourages people to and lifts them up. It's a very difficult and tricky question, but yes,
it's very broad. So.
Yes, it's very broad.
That is your point of view,
yes,
so it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. What would be your last words on the show to a young lady who wants to be like you or achieve something for herself?
I would say, for all the young women out there, be confident in yourselves. Know that whatever you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. All you need to do is to get focused, put your mind on it, work towards it, and I bet you will achieve it. There's nothing impossible in this world if you put up your mind to it. And women, we hold a very unique position. A unique position is in that we build the home, so you can make a complete difference in your home. A unique position even at your workplace, you can transform your work environment by what you do at work. And a unique position in this world, women can be great leaders, and I say that, look, the sky is the limit, or even the sky is not the last of it, but I'll say go out there and then help the world.
Go out there and help the world. Thank you so much, Madam Alando, for coming to the show.
Thank you very much, Gabriela.
Great having you on my show.
Yeah, thank you.
Viewers, it's been an awesome time here today with the head of risk for Stanbic Ghana. She is Madam Lucy Alando. She has shared a lot with us today about leadership and about women in leadership positions. I hope you learned a lot from the show. The show was brought to you by Rhine Travels and Rhine Car Rentals. My hair was styled by Lizzie Beauty Center. You can call her through the number on your screen. And my dress was given to me by ABS Couture. You can also call her through the number on your screen. She is located at Kaswa, so if you need her for beautiful outfits like what I'm putting on now, you can call ABS Couture. Thank you so much for staying with us today on the Noble Woman Show. See you same time next week. Bye bye.